All right, we are at the stage in our journey and we are ready for our first Python program. We are going to instruct a turtle robot how to draw this shape. Now, you may think that instructing a robot to trace paths that look like a rangoli or a drawing may sound like a trivial, useless thing. But let's take a look at what this program is going to do. It's going to draw. This turtle is going around at a fast pace, but what he's really doing is doing repeated steps to draw this. Although you think that drawing may be something that is trivial, but let me try to tell you that this program, small as it is, covers some deep programming concepts while we discuss your first program. So you think of it as drawing, but really any drawing is just something tracing a path. This could be a turtle, but it actually could be a drone. A drone, say, spraying a field or surveying land, or in fact, it could be a robot inside the home that is tracing paths inside to clean your home. So drawing or telling a robot to pursue some paths actually has some deep programming concepts involved. So now let me tell you what concepts we are going to cover. The first thing we will cover, because this is our first program, we're going to expose you to some good programming practices and basically how a program is structured. The second thing we're going to cover is a concept that you will use over and over and over again. Everything in nature and everything in programming deals with repetition of some sort. You always build bigger things from smaller things. And in this case, what our diagram is doing, what our turtle is doing, as you can see, he is just drawing a repeated set of lines to get us this wonderful shape. So we are going to learn how to deal with repetition. This is a core concept that you must learn because it exists in almost every program. We're also going to learn a few drawing basics which are important for data visualization, and you will learn those. But basically, we'll do something simple. We're going to know how to trace a path and how to color it. All right, what are the Python concepts we will cover in this class? Because we are going to use a turtle, well, we didn't program the turtle, but we are going to instruct it what to do. This is typical in many programs where you import code that is written by somebody else that you would like to use. So we're going to import the turtle. Now, to instruct the turtle, we are going to write some expressions in blocks, and we're going to repeat that block. We will have some data structures to pick the colors we need. All right, so let's get started and into the program, and we will build it step by step. Now, what does our turtle do? Just as a background, our turtle robot is really a very simple robot. All it understands are a few commands. It knows how to go forward, and it knows how to go backward. And all you tell it to go forward or backward is you give it a length. It knows how to turn. Once you tell it to go forward, it knows how to orient itself, and that's called left. So it will turn left. When you say left, it will turn left at an angle, and when it turn right, it will go right, turn right at an angle. Basically, this is what it's going to do internally is it's going to turn the angle which way it's pointing. It'll either point this way. If it's a turn 90 degrees, it's going to point this way. And now, if you ask it to go forward, it will go forward like that. Or if you turn left 90 and then go forward, it'll go like that. So it will go forward or backward from whichever point it is at. So that's what the turtle is going to do. So let's see how we are going to build this program. Ask this turtle to draw this thing step by step. All right, so let's get started and look at what the program is. So first of all, in a program, this is a Python program. you will see things that are in green, and every line in green you will notice has a little bit of a character called the hash character. What this means in Python is ignore this line. This is only a comment by the programmer. The program actually doesn't execute this line. So the lines in black are the lines that you are going to see. So let's start exploring what this turtle can do, and we will start by getting the turtle to draw some lines and then build it so until we can do this thing. So this is what it's going to do. So let's start from 0 and blank everything out. Okay, we can actually start over here. Let's start over here and start from 0. Let's see what we can do. So what we do is we delete everything and we start. First, we import our turtle. Next, what we do is, because we want to change the background where the turtle will draw, we tell it that the background color, that's the name it has, is black. Let's see if it will do that. If I do this, you'd see it turned our background color to black. The turtle has a speed, and we actually want the turtle in the beginning. Okay, we don't want to refer to the turtle and write turtle every time. So what we're going to do is we are going to say, make an abbreviation here. So we will say T equals turtle. T equals turtle. Now, every time we refer to the turtle, we can refer to T. Now, let's see if the turtle will do something. Let's try to make it go forward. Will it do something? Let's see. Okay, we got an error. It says it takes one argument and we have given it none. Well, we have to tell it how much to go forward. So let's tell it how much to go forward. Well, it looks like we don't see it because we didn't give it a color. The color is black. So let's give it a color and say, let's draw it in white. So we see the turtle going forward. Remember what we said, we could turn the turtle. Let's ask the turtle to turn left. We will turn left 90 degrees and go forward again. So as you can see, what's going to happen now is, turn is not thing. I should say left. So the turtle went there. It turned left and then went to left 90 degrees and went up. Well, if we kind of repeat this process, forward, then turn left again, and then go right again, then forward again. Let's see where we are now. So you see that what the turtle has done, you go, so to complete this, we can turn left again and go forward again. So now we have the turtle going like this, and it's actually drawn a square. But as you can see, we have written this T forward, 90, T left, T forward, T left. We're kind of repeating this thing, right? And generally repeating things by us, that's not a good thing to do. Surely we could do better, right? We should be able to ask the program to repeat it. And sure enough, Python allows us to repeat something. What do? We put it in a block. How do we put it in a block? This is how you put it in a block. So what we do is we say like this, and then you just say for X in range, and we want to do it 4 times. So we will say for X in range this, and now we will comment these lines out because we don't need them, because we are not going to execute it. We're just going to execute the block forward and right left 4 times, and that's what we have. All right, so let's see what it does. Well, we got the same thing we did before. So now we have a working set of things that we can do. All right. Now, this is one of the core things you do in building programming as well. What you do is you start off small and you keep refining the program until you get to what you want. So let's see what this is doing. We turned left 90 degrees. What happened if we turn left 60 degrees? Let's see what it does. Well, it's kind of trying to draw a hexagon, but it's not complete. Well, why? Because you actually need to turn it 6 times to get the hexagon. Right? So he can do that. Well, we seem to have a little bit of a pattern here, right? So let's say we decide how many times we want it, and we say we want it 6 times, and now this is called a variable, and so that we can refer to it anytime we want and change it, so we don't have to keep writing it. So now we say our program does this. Now 60 degrees for any polygon is really 360 divided by the number of times we want it, right? So we will make this. So now let's see, if I make it equals to 6, it draws this. What if I made it 3? Well, it drew a triangle. So we seem to have a little program over here that can draw any polygon we want. Let's say, can it do a pentagon? Sure enough, can it draw a square? Well, we did that before. So here we go. So this is what's happening. Now, as you can see, at the end of it all, this thing is indicating the turtle. We should be able to hide that so it doesn't bother us at the end, so we get a clean drawing. So we can say t dot hide turtle. Well, the turtle kind of understands that command, and we do that. So here we go. So we do that, and it hit it. So now we have a full thing, and we don't see the turtle. Okay, now let's try to get back to what we were trying to do and come back and make this a fixed angle that we had before. Let's make it a hexagon. But instead of going forward, now what this X is doing when you say range, what it is doing is that whatever the number is in here, whatever number we put, X is going to go 0, 1, 2, 3, it goes start from 0. So it's going to go up till that number. So it's going to go 0, 1, 2, 3. If it's 10, it'll go from 0 to 9 and so on and so forth. So inside here in this block, you're going to have a value of X that you can do. So what we're going to do now is we are going to, instead of it coming and closing it, we're going to increase this a little bit, like nudge it forward, and let's see what happens. So if I increase the length by X, well, we'll make it a little bit bigger so we can see it, because one dot is not going to be seen. All right, actually we wanted to do it with 90 degrees. So let's do it with 90 degrees to see what's going to happen. Well, we didn't see much because it only did 4. What happens if we do it, let's say 12 times? So what you will see, it's beginning to draw a spiral. Well, that's very good, because what we wanted to do was draw a spiral with our hexagon. And here we go. So we are drawing a spiral with a hexagon. Now, what it seems to be doing, this 100 is too big in the middle. What if we made it 10? Let's see what it does. Right, so it's kind of doing it a small piece between. Let's shorten this. Let's see what it does. All right, so it's drawing a very tight one. If we want to reduce the inner thing to maybe just 2, we get a very tight hexagon. All right, so let's try doing this, and let's try moving him 100 times. So what we have is him drawing kind of a spider web, but he's basically doing an hexagon, and he's drawing it step by step, each line step by step. That's all he's doing. He's moving forward, turning, and he's doing it 100 times. Well, that's a lot what programs organize. And this is actually, in a certain sense, it's an algorithm to draw this. Let's change this a little bit, because we wanted a little bit of a variation. We didn't want an exact hexagon looking thing. but we want it to turn a little bit to get a little odd shape. So what if we made this not so uniform and made it 59? So what you'll see now is you're going to see a little bit of a spiral developing, okay? What we want to do though, it seems to be going very slowly, our turtle. So let's change the speed it up, and let's change the speed of the turtle to a faster speed. So what we do that is it's kind of go faster when we do this. So we are almost there to what we set out to do, except it's not colored, right? So now, how do we color it? Well, the turtle knows how to color. We just have to tell it some color. So we say, put the color to red. And if you take a look, sure enough, it's drawing it in red. But as we saw here, we want more than one color. We want red, blue, and all these things here, right? So to be able to do that, what we do is, this is where we have to give it a list. We have to give it a list of colors. So how do we do that? Well, anytime there is a list involved, we have to put it in a box. And the square brackets is a way of putting it in a box. And now we put the colors in here. We can say it's red. Actually, the blue is called cyan that they use over there. Green. Orange. Brown. Let's see what other colors they had. And white. They had white. Did they have white? Let's see. Red, cyan, orange, green, purple, brown. Red, cyan, green. We missed purple. Let's put in purple. Purple, orange, brown. All right, so we have the colors in a box, but we need a way to get them out of the box. And in Python, all arrays, to get something out of a box, to say the first item, second item, you have to use what is called an index. So an index is, so what you do is, to pick it up, you say, I have the colors and give me the 0th item. In this case, the 0th item is red. We already know we can draw with red. Let's see if it's going to pick up the items from here. So we are going to say, let's pick up the first item here. Item number 1. Remember, it goes 0, 1. So this is really going to pick up this blue color. Sure enough, it does that. So we know that it is now picking up the color. Our robot understands. Let's say if we wanted to pick up brown, it would be the last item there. So we say, let's see if it will do that. And sure enough, it picks up the brown item over there. But what we really want is, each time it comes through this block, we want to use a value to say, first pick this, then pick this, then pick this, then pick this. Well, since this is going, so many times, 100 times, it's going to start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's going to, if we put X in it, it's going to do that. But what's going to happen when it comes to 5, it's going to go to 6. And they say, whoa, I don't know what to do with 6. So I need a way to cycle it back to, when it goes over 0, I want it to start again. When it goes over to over 5, the length of the thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anytime it gets over 6, I need to come back and start over again and sort of do this cycle. And the operation to do that is called a modulus operation. You can read it up. And when we put this is what's going to happen. So here we have our program drawing what we wanted it to draw. It kind of looks like this. 0, 1, 2, 3. This is what we have. So this is how we have written a program to reproduce what this thing is doing. Actually, here he seemed to have used white for some reason. Shall we try that? Let's try that. Instead of purple, let's see what happens if we use white. All right, now this looks more like what he has over there. There is one more thing he did in the original one that we did, we can do is we can specify a width for the for each line. Each line now is being drawn with a constant. So we to get a nicer looking effect, we can specify a width. So actually the width is specified. You say t dot width, the turtle understands the width, and he's going to vary it based on the number that comes in. And we're going to do this 200 times, and we will get the diagram that we wanted. So there it is. In a few lines, we have reproduced. We're telling the turtle how to program. And so let's recap what we have done in this program. First, here, this is where we set up our helper things. This is helper things. This is where we imported stuff and we kind of set up the initial conditions. This is the place where we set up the main loop, what we want to do. This is what our program really does. What is it doing? It is setting the width of the line to draw. So it is setting up the width of the line to draw. It is setting up the color of the line to draw. It is telling it how long of the line needs to be. I mean, basically how long the turtle needs to move forward. And then by how much should the turtle turn in each iteration. So we're saying how much the angle to turn. That's what's happening here. I think, and in the end over here, all we're doing is when the whole thing is done, we are kind of wrapping up. So that's what the program is. I would like you to experiment. For example, let's see what can we do if this was, let's make it like 90 degrees, close to 90 degrees. Let's make it 89 degrees and see what it does. Well, if we do it 89 degrees, clearly it's going to draw a square-like shape. What if it was like a triangle and we made it close to a triangle and we made it 117 degrees, which is just a little bit less than, so this is what you would get. So you would get, because it's as you can see, it's actually drawing. And one of the things that you will realize when you do these things, you will also get an insight into math. You can see that just by drawing lines, we are getting a curve over here, which is a spiral. You can experiment to see how you can generate spirals. Well, I'll leave that up to you, and that will set us up for the next lesson, which is going to be announced soon.